This is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Amir Khan out in Colorado Springs, tucking into his pre-gym snack or meal by the look of it. What's in the bowl? What are you eating?
So I've got some mixed veg. Mixed fruits with some nuts and some yogurt right there. And then I've got a little warm meal as well. So that's from the halal butchers, some halal beef. And I don't know what that is. That's some carbohydrates. So yeah, so I got a chef who literally lives with me.
Yeah, I saw the Sky Sports video where she was explaining some of the food she got.
Yeah.
What I've got to ask, why do you hold your knife like a pen? That's what struck me from the video.
Oh, when I was eating.
Yeah,
I like that. It's easier.
I'm going to try it.
I'll try it. So,
I will.
Just saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy.
Right. I'm going to try. I'll let you know.
Forget the boxing today. We'll give you an eating lesson.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. You were telling me off camera, working at altitude, really getting you in shape. You're nearly, you're not far off weight now, and you're already up to 7 rounds sparring. But it's not just normal sparring. Tell people out there the breakdown time wise.
So 7 rounds of sparring we are now. I'm going sparring today. Each round is 4-minute rounds. So since I've been here, I've been doing 4-minute rounds. We don't do the 3-minute rounds that everyone else does. Plus, then you walk to the corner after 1 round or 4 minutes, and it's only a 30-second break you have. So you literally, it's like you go there, you just get enough time to have a quick drink, listen to maybe 1 or 2 instructions from the coach. Bomax there, or Saul in the corner, and Bomax always sat at the bottom. Saul's the one who's giving the water. Before you know it, you're back sparring again. So quick. But they did say to me that when we close to the fight time, they're going to move it to 3-minute rounds and then move it back to. But I think they're still going to keep it 30-second break because they want to show me how fit I'll be, how fit I'll feel. Now, at the same time, mind you, I'm 7,000 feet high in altitude. So my altitude is very high as well. With the altitude I'm at. So the breathing is going to be a lot harder. The air is going to be a lot thinner. So you can only just imagine, you're going to be extra fitter. You got them extra red blood cells in the body which carry oxygen. So you feel fit, strong. But I've got to give it. I've never trained this hard in my life. I've trained with the top fighters around the top coaches around the world, being Freddie Roach, being Virgil Hunter, but the way these guys train is something different. That's why you have to respect Crawford and Jamel and them guys, and Shakur Stevenson. They've all come out from training like this, and and also that's only the boxing side. Then you've got strength conditioning, which is even harder. So credit to them, because this is what makes them champions. Is when you have such good conditioning and such good boxing and trainers around you. Every time we train, we have 3 boxing trainers watching us all the time, or watching all the fighters, but they're in the gym at the same time as us. So there's always someone watching you, always someone making sure you're doing things right and you're sticking to the game plan.
Do you kind of wish you'd have gone out there earlier in your career?
Yeah, I think I do, because I remember when I first came here, I said to my wife, because my wife was the one who arranged it all. Farrell was the one who got me training here. And when I first come here, I thought I'm a little bit older now. And then when I did the first couple of sessions, I was dying. I was literally, this is so hard. How on earth am I going to do this? But then it's just crazy how the body works. The body's so strong that it can adapt to whatever you push it to, And now it seems like normal. I'm quite surprised that, I think it's a lot to do with my mental strength as well, that I can keep pushing. I'm not one of them to give up. And so yeah, if I had trained like this early in my career, I think it would have been totally different. At the same time, I think training like this, you can't keep doing. I've had almost 40 fights, and yeah, I understand that. I have a tough training camp. I have a fight, and then I take a couple of months off. Then, whereas with Crawford, after his fight against Porter, he was straight back in the gym the week later. I mean, in the same week.
Wow.
He was on the Monday. He was back in the gym training. So I'm thinking, like, wow, check that out. I mean, that's what we call dedication, discipline, and everything else, because he is still pushing it hard, and that's why his muscles are more toned, and so he's used to this kind of work, this kind of training. Whereas with me, I would find it always harder because I'm always starting from the bottom, coming to the top because I don't train in between fights. But luckily, when I've come here a couple of months ago, that's and I got like the taste of it. I was like, yo, I better go back. And when I went back home, I was training every day because just to make sure I don't embarrass myself when I come to my main training camp.
And Fario and the kids out there with you, or have you come out on your own?
No, I'm on my own here. So I've got a chef with me. She cooks all my meals and everything. So which was quite fun as well at the same time because we had to locate all the halal food places, where to get the meat from, where to get the food from, what we can eat, what we can't eat. So that was one of the things. So yeah, she's always quiet, does her own thing. And I got my friend Bill over here as well, from UK. So he's also here, just helping me out. So when I've got interviews off, I've got making sure my training stuff's right and what day I'm sparring. And he can sometimes deal with the conditioning coaches, knowing what location we're going to be at, because we always change locations, being from a hill run, being a swim, or being circuit training in the gym.
And who have you been doing the majority of your sparring with so far?
So, a couple of sparring, I've got these young kids, these young up-and-coming fighters who are solid, honestly, and they're pushing me hard. So I've been sparring with them, and they are pushing me because, I mean, at times I'm sparring with them and I can see them trying to outwork me. But I have to say, I've got a decent engine under me as well. I've got a good engine with me, and I like to push it, and I like to be pushed a lot because it brings the best out of me. I've got these young fighters, and I've got these heavier guys coming, sparring me, pushing me back. So it's good for my legs and stuff, and good because the Kell Brook that's gonna come. He might want to come forward. He might want to push me back. He might want to put me on pressure. Thinking that Amir can't fight on his back foot. So we are training for 2-3 different styles. What Kell Brook's going to be doing, either he's going to be trying to counter or come forward and he's going to try to fight. So different sparring partners are bringing a different game to the table. So we're doing a couple of rounds one, then another guy comes in fresh. So we're doing proper head sparring as well. I know that Kell and his team don't believe in head sparring, but I mean, we are doing full-on hard sparring, and they are hard sparring, especially 4-minute rounds, where normally you can time 3 minutes in your mind when you're sparring. But when it's 4 minutes, that one extra minute definitely makes it even harder plays at all.
Have you been doing any work at all with Crawford? I know there were some reports about that, but just wanted to ask, because he can switch, of course.
Yeah. So, believe it or not, hard with him. So he came to the gym a couple of times when I was in Nebraska. Now I'm in Colorado. This was about 2 weeks ago. Came to the gym and was always watching me. And he's like a coach as well, if you think about it, because the way he acts when he came in the gym, he did a little bit of a training session himself. I'm finished now. I've done my skip. I've done my shadow boxing. I've done my boxing. I finished off doing finished my whole regime with Bomac. Called me over and goes, "Where are you going?" In a serious face, in a serious look. I said, "I'm done." He said, "No, you're not. Because you're not finished yet. Because you go there, you got your sit-ups to do, you got your press-ups to do, you got your dips to do, and you got your chin-ups to do." He literally told me straight how it was, which I was like, wow, I mean, he's the same age as me. Normally you get someone older telling you off. And I was like, he was telling me, like, you better go and do it now. So I went and did it. Obviously with the respect. Went and did it. And then as I finished, he goes, "Hey, you got one more set left." I go, "Nah, bro, I'm done." I go, "I'm finished." But he's always good because he's always watching me and making sure he wants the best out of me. Because if I win, it's a win for the team. It's a team now, isn't it? And then he came watching me train the other day. The day before I left, for Colorado. I came to watch him train, and he said to Bomac that Amir's looking really good, looking sharp. And you can see that, sometimes I lift my leg when I throw shots, I kind of go off balance. Here, they're making me more like sitting on my shots a little bit more, being in my balance all the time. Because at times I do see it myself when I'm throwing a shot. So they've been making me watch my old sparring, not my old sparring videos, the sparring videos I've had done here, and say, look, where your feet, look at your feet, look how you reach sometimes. You don't need to do that because you've already got long range with the long arms you've got. So I've been working on that, and it's come on quite well. Then managed to do a couple of rounds with Crawford as well. And it was funny because I stepped in the ring and he was already in the ring. And it did feel a little bit weird because obviously a couple of months, well, because 2019, we was in the ring together. And so it wasn't a surprise, to see him in the ring, it wasn't like a shock, because at the end of the day we've been in the ring together. But it was a good spar we had, honestly. It was a full-on spar. We did 4 rounds. See, my game plan totally changed now compared to it was before when I fought Crawford, with the training I'm getting done from Bomac. So maybe I've got a little bit extra training from him, and obviously they've seen my mistakes, they're fixing them. So it was a very good spar. And Bomac called me to his office as I'm leaving the gym, and he says, Crawford came over to me and said, Amir's looking really good, and he was really impressed by your sparring. And I was like, oh, really? I go, I mean, it's good when it comes from a pound-for-pound champion and someone who you fought. I was like, right. He goes, I said, does he see a difference in me from when I fought him last in the style? He goes, yeah. He goes, he definitely does. He's seen the massive change in you, and how patient and how smart you are. You know when to attack, when not to attack. And I mean, and we caught each other some good shots, but it was a good spar. There's 2 rings, and the other ring was sparring as well, but they all stopped and started watching us spar, because to have two guys who have fought each other back in the ring again. And so but yeah, it was amazing to share the ring with him, and also to have him give me advice on, because he's fought me and he's fought Kell Brook, and to give me that bit of kind of help definitely goes a long way. So I mean, you can't buy that. He's been in the ring with Kell. He knows what he does best. He knows how to beat him, and obviously he's fought me as well, so he knows what I need to work on to improve myself. So yeah, I think the team-wise is the right team that we've got.
Without giving too much away, because you don't want to, hint at elements of your game plan for February the 19th. But what did Crawford say to you about Brook specifically, or about his fight with Brook?
He said that Brook comes in the fight. He's very big physically. He's quite strong physically. But physically, being strong doesn't really win you fights. You know what I mean? I probably 60-70% of the guys I've fought in my career have been stronger than me. So he said that he's got a good jab, which he says I've got a good jab as well. So he says both have a really good jab. But he didn't think he was that strong. He thought he'd be stronger.
Okay.
Because Kell does look big and bigger than most of his fighters' opponents. So he was quite surprised how strong he was. But one thing about Crawford, he respects all his guys, all his opponents, and he didn't really say nothing bad. He just said, look, we have to win this fight, and I'm going to be beside you. He spoke to me, Bomac spoke to me about Crawford coming to UK as well, to be there at the fight. And so it'd be nice to have him there, he'd be there probably a week before with me, or week of the fight, making sure that everything's cool. And it's always nice to have someone on your side like that,
Yeah, definitely. Now, there's been a lot of animosity between yourself and Kell over the years, and a little bit at the press conference, the launch press conference as well. I think it's indisputable, he really doesn't like you. But from your side of things, is there genuine kind of dislike there?
isn't, no. I mean, I don't need to dislike the guy. I mean, I'm going to fight him, but yeah, he's not my friend, but I don't need to dislike him because he's done nothing to me. And I've always carried on my path. My career's been on my path. I've done what I wanted to do. Whereas Kell really feels that I think he's more hate. He hates me more, or there's some jealousy there that he wanted to do the things I've done, and that's what it is basically. And that's where all this comes from, not from me hating him because I have no reason to hate him.
How do you not though, like not hate him necessarily, but how do you not get annoyed about it because he's kind of called you out constantly over the years? He said some, not very nice things about you, called you names and stuff. I know that sounds childish, but doesn't it get to you at all?
No, not at all, because I've learned to deal with that when I come back from the Olympics. I was 17 and I got to deal with it all at a very young age. And when someone like Kell speaks about stuff like that and he puts you down in that anyway, I never let it get to me. I'm just focused on my job to go in the fight and be fit and ready. And I know after the fight we'll shake hands and it's a bit of promotion, but to be honest with you, you can see that he really does dislike me, but I let it be, really. Yeah. It'd be more fun punching him in the face for him disliking me,
Yeah. There's been a lot of issues with COVID and big events in the UK. Boxing's been suspended for all of this month, January. Was there ever any concern on your part about the fight being put back?
There wasn't, no. I mean, our fight was on February 19th, it falls on. And I think everything seems okay for our fight. I heard that January has been moved. Most events in January have been moved or been cancelled. But hopefully we won't be. Our fight will still go ahead. I hope. I'm in a hard training camp. I know what Kell's going through as well. Kell's probably having a hard training camp as well. It'd be very sad for the fight not to happen. I mean, I'll be devastated. Because I really want to just get over with and show what the better fighter is, and also then going back to training camp again and restarting again at training camp. People who have bought tickets, what a headache that's going to be. So yeah, I want it to happen now. I mean, I think it will happen. Everything looks fine. I spoke to Sky. Ben Shalom from Boxer also has big confidence in this happening. So he's very confident. So yeah, I think it's going to be fine.
Now, you said you're preparing for the kind of 2 or 3 possible approaches that Kell Brook could have for the fight. What do you actually expect to happen, though, on the night? How do you think he'll approach it, and how do you think you'll respond?
I think Kell's going to try to put the pressure on, thinking he can outpower me. I think it might be the biggest mistake he makes. If he wants to box me. I mean, look, him coming forward or him going back, I could deal with both. If he wants to become a counter fighter, I'll outbox him. If he wants to come forward, he'll fall onto my shots. The shots will feel twice as harder. So, really, what's he going to do? We've seen him come forward. We've seen him go back. He likes to exchange, which even makes it better for me. He's not one of them just tight-guarded guys. It's going to be fun. So it's not like he is someone that's hard to hit. So really, to be honest with you, I think it's a brilliant style for me. I think fight-wise, I think it's a brilliant style. Stylistically, it's a good style for me. And now it's going more realistic. People are starting breaking the fight down and seeing that it could be a good win for me. Yeah, I could look very good in this fight.
Do you think you're the fresher man out of the two? Because although you're both a certain age and been inactive, he struggled with weight in his career perhaps a lot more than you have.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, with me, I think he's taken a lot more beating than me to his body and physically in the fights, which I think definitely plays his toll. I mean, how many eye sockets broken, which I'm not taking a piss, but I mean, it's just one of them things, he's got caught quite badly from 2 big heavy hitters. Whereas I'm glad when I lost fights, I got knocked down with the one shot, knocked out with the one shot, or maybe 1-2 shots, but then I stayed down. Maybe he tried to show too much heart and he was just getting beaten up, which I think in the long run does more damage to you. Yeah, like I said, outside the boxing, he didn't really live that boxer's lifestyle. And I think that's going to it is going to affect him as you get older, you know. So, I mean, but look, he knows how big of a fight this is for him. And I'm sure he's going to be trained so hard. At the minute, yeah, you know, I'm going to obviously say I'm going to win the fight. And I'm going to say people are leaning more towards me. But it is a 50-50 fight because we are both in that position where we should have fought each other a long time ago. It didn't happen, but we both won world titles. We've done what we wanted. And he's a bigger guy. I'm the smaller guy. I'm the faster guy. He's a stronger guy. So it is a 50-50 fight. So people don't know who's going to win. So time will tell. Obviously, he has to be confident. I have to be confident. And the best man come fight night will take the victory.
So picture this, February the 19th. I don't know what round, but you're standing over Kell Brook. You've proven yourself the better man with an explosive finish in your kind of fantasy scenario. Would you then consider walking away from the sport? Would that be kind of a perfect end to your career? Knocking out your biggest rival?
I mean, let's see where it goes because look, I want to see how this training camp it makes me as a fighter. I mean, I might feel so good that I might want to do another one, you know. I've never been pushed this hard in my career in any training camp. So training this hard, I know I can do it. And if I felt a little bit too old that I had to retire or felt beaten up, I wouldn't have done it. I've been running with guys who are younger than me, who are like in their early 20s. Out sprinting them and beating them, and my times are better than a lot of the younger guys when I'm winning the hills, the miles. So I don't know, is this, and I'm sparring more rounds, I'm throwing more punches than fighters younger than me. So I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that tells me I should call it a day yet. I mean, I always said that I never want boxing to retire me. I want to retire at the right time. I just don't know. I mean, I'm going to see how this goes, how this training camp goes, because I just feel that if we get a really good win from off Kell Brook fight, and then it might open a new chapter in my career, you know. Let's just see. But like I said, I don't want to be too greedy because you're always at one punch away from getting hurt. I've got a family. I'm going to wait and see after the fight what I do because, you know, being away in training camp like this, keeping the body clean, because I did put a lot of weight on when I was off training. That pandemic, I was out the ring for like a year and a half, put a lot of weight on and didn't really like that, you know. I like to be in a routine all the time, constantly. So let's see. Time will tell.
Where do you find the motivation? You said, you know, you're out sprinting much younger men, you're training at altitude, hardest training camp of your life. Late in your career, you've won titles, you're financially comfortable. Where does the motivation come from to push yourself as hard as you are right now?
I think it's the fans, really. I mean, the support that I get. I mean, the fans, the media, the press. I mean, the love that people are showing. And you walk out, even in America, it happens. You know, I could be in a restaurant, I could be out somewhere. People be like, "Oh, Amir Khan, come take a picture." And it's boxing. They know me because of boxing, and when they know me because of boxing, that only motivates me and it keeps me pushing. Because I've got so many people that love me and know me and support me that I have to do it for them. I've got countries like Pakistan, for example, and the whole country supports me. You know, when I fight, the whole country goes standstill. They're all watching Amir Khan fight. Same with UK, this fight coming against Kell Brook. I know there's going to be a massive number of people watching this fight. So the whole country knows about this fight. The promotion has been amazing by Sky. So that's my motivation, really. You know, you want to be that people champion. You want to give the people the fights that they want. I mean, I could have called it a day before, even not having this fight. But I thought, can't let the boxing fans down, you know. That's what it was.
What will you do when it is all over? Whether this is the last one or you have a couple more, what's your plans for the future?
My future plans is spend time with my family. You know, I want to be a family man. I am a family man. I've got a beautiful family. I've spent time with them, watch my kids grow. But then again, you know, I need to keep myself busy as well because that's when you can go a bit crazy. But I do a lot of charity work. I want to help build more schools, orphanages in very poor countries, help communities, and if I can advise, give advice to younger fighters. Not that I want anything from them. I do for free, you know, just to give people advice on how to take care of the money, how to invest their money, especially boxers, and also how not to waste their money, because boxing is a very small window where you make a lot of money very quickly. So I want to kind of give advice to all the young fighters as well. I want to be like a mentor to them.
Great stuff. Well, I better let you get to the gym so the journey can continue. But really appreciate your time.
So you have to get the mindset ready. I have to just think about what I've got going on. I've got my bag just behind me right there. Ready, gonna get all that ready. So yeah, man. But listen, lovely speaking to you, Dan.
And you, mate. And yeah, best of luck with the rest of your camp.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. We'll keep in touch, yeah. All right.
All right, I'll see you soon.
God bless.
See you.
Bye.